Greetings. My name is McKayla Warwick, and I'm a 2016 graduate from EC Glass, but woo, all right, okay. But tonight I stand here as the executive director and one of the co-founders of Collective Climb. As a quick summary, Collective Climb is a nonprofit organization that empowers youth and communities in Philadelphia through restorative justice. Restorative justice, in the most simplest of terms, is the idea that in order to repair relationships, we have to focus on healing and not creating further harm. On one hand, the work I do works with young people who have been arrested for what would be charged as felony-level offenses. Instead of it going through courtrooms and eventually into placement, we work with young people directly in the community, with their loved ones, with the person who was harmed, to find accountability, to pursue reconciliation, and to figure out what would it mean to make things right so this young person will always have their needs met and will never have to return to the place that they're coming from. After young people complete our program, we return to the DA's office in Philadelphia and we say, close the case. This young person has done this work, and the record is eventually cleared of this incident. On the other hand, we do some grassroots things as well. We work with young people who live in communities where gun violence is really high. We work with young people who live in communities that are deeply impacted by systemic injustices. And we train those young people to be conflict mediators, to be community builders, to be community activists, and we pay them for that work as well. Our intention there is to let them know that you don't always have to leave your community. Instead, your community can need you as well, and you can pour back into it. Across both programs, we work with young people who have never seen beyond the row homes of Philadelphia. Young people who know death more than they know life. Young people who use the stipends that we pay them to keep the lights on at home. So Collective Climb was born during my senior year in dining halls and campus libraries, in the margins of my sociology homework, and also as I took walks from West Philadelphia, where I created culturally relevant pedagogy for youth in those communities. And what I realized pretty soon, even before my senior year of college, is that I wanted to be a person who worked with youth. Didn't know the capacity, but I wanted to work with them so I could elevate their ideas and handle them with care. But the truth is, the work I do started way before I was ever even in college. The work started here. So I'm sure most of us in this room know that Philadelphia and Lynchburg are two different places. There's not much on the surface that seems similar. But when you dig into my personal narrative, when you dig into the stories of the young people that we work with, there are continuities. And I always tell young people to claim your stories. So I want to claim mine as well. I am the daughter of a man wounded by gun violence. I am the granddaughter who holds a copy of Daniel Warwick's will, a document that instructed his sons on how to distribute up their slaves. Those slaves, or enslaved people, were my ancestors. My grandfather entrusted me with this document so I would always remember the power in my lineage. I am the niece that is loved up on by aunts who have faced every trauma imaginable, who believe in the power of prayer, who believe in forgiveness, and who believe in keeping our family together. I could keep going, but I actually don't think I have to. Because what I've listed before are the things that make up my superpowers. These are the things that propel my why. I do this work today because I too, alongside the youth and communities we work with today, need to heal from generations of harm. I too need to believe that liberation is possible, that it is never a conceit. And I might have a fancy Ivy League degree that gave me access to the text, that gave me the language to use those words. But the truth of the matter All of this comes from the fact that I'm deeply, deeply motivated by hope. I am motivated by hope in moments when it even seems ridiculous to be so. And in those moments, it's when hope swells up inside of me like a balloon, and it rises despite the constant force of gravity until it swells and swells and swells and guides my next step forward. So I don't know, are there any teens, kids, anyone in here? No one? Okay, I see a clap. Okay. Well, if you have teens, kids, or someone like that at home or where you're going next, I hope you can encourage them and tell them, think about your life, think about your family's history, and find your superpower there. Find the things that you might be ashamed of, the things that you might not want to share, and say, how can this create the world that I want to see? How can I use that to find my why as well? So I'll leave it at that, and I just want to say thank you all.